everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ayanate. I'm a certified family life parent, preteen and teen coach. I help parents become intentional in their parenting journey, sharing daily tips from my expertise, my experience, books I've authored, and coaching sessions for you as a parent and your preteens and teens, helping them build the social skills they need to function in today's world. Today we're going to be talking about 8 calm down strategies that our preteens and teens can use to wind down, from maybe anxiety or fear or a stressful week, stressful months, even as the school year has begun, and just as the weather is changing, these calm down strategies can come in handy with them. Let's get right into the video. All right, so here are 8 calm down strategies for your preteens and teens. So even as adults, it can be tough to calm down when we feel heated, when we feel anxious, or when we feel frustrated. And we can all agree that these, emotions appear or surface in our lives, in our daily lives, in the weeks and the months of the year. And then for someone like teenagers, when you throw in the hormones, it's easy to understand why. So middle school, high school, and even college students are prone to feeling out of control sometimes. So here we'll take a look at some concrete strategies you can try with your preteens or teens when they need a moment, to center, and refocus, after maybe a stressful week, maybe anger or a setback or anxiety, because these things will happen. So the first one is write a story. It might seem like just fun, but if your teenager enjoys writing, asking them to pen out their story in a third person, referring to themselves as the character, can help them get some perspective on a stressful situation. They may also be able to see new solutions, for their character, as they write out the details of the events. But if your preteen and teen doesn't care for writing, you might want to skip this tip. The last thing you want to give a stressed out teenager is a task that makes them even feel worse. So you can also chip in that, you don't have to see it, you're just in for the activity so that they can, express themselves fully in the story. The second one is change the scenery. Changing the environment can help your preteen or your teen's brain reset, from stress, anxiety, or frustration, or just daily stress. This simple switch of moving from inside to outside, from chilly to warm, or even from dim light to bright, can help them get a few seconds of valuable distractions while refocusing their mind on something outside the issue. Number 3 is grounding. This technique is beloved by people like us in the professional field, counselors, for a few reasons. It's simple, it's almost always works, and you can do it anywhere. So grounding brings your attention back to the present moment. An easy grounding technique is ask your teenager to notice 3 things that they can hear, 3 things that they can see, 3 things that they can touch, and 3 things that they can smell. Noticing the colors of the rainbow around them can also be helpful. Finding one red object, one orange object, one yellow object, and the list goes on and on. Number 4 is get sweaty. So intense exercise doesn't just help to work out, frustration or anger or fear. It can also provide a valuable endorphin boost that can help your teenager bust out of a rut. If your preteens and your teens want some company, joining them in the activity, go for a walk, may provide the perfect opportunity for them, to vent, and give you some insight into what's been, getting them down. If your family can swing it, offering your teenager a workout outlet, that makes them feel special, like maybe a gym membership or buy a treadmill at home, can give them a space to change, their environment, get them sweats on, and have, the room they need to work out their own thoughts. Workout really, really helps. Number 5 is role playing. So carefully consider whether your teen or preteen will be down for this, before you ask them. A lot of them don't like this. So role playing can be a great way to practice how to handle stressful situations even before they happen. So there are some scenarios where this can work wonders, such as getting ready, to talk with the teacher about changing a grade, and others for which isn't a great fit. So having a tough conversation with your friends or your friendship group, asking your teenager tough questions that they are likely to face from the other person in the conversation can help them, boost their confidence, and also get them relaxed, for the conversation later. Number 6 is logic puzzles. Solving a puzzle, especially one involving numbers, can work wonders for calming an anxious teenager. We have different books like this. We also have journaling. I already talked about journaling. This brief space, always for thinking about the problem, can allow your teenager's brain to begin to relax, release the dopamine necessary to face the issue with a renewed perspective. Number 7 is unplug. Unplug. When you get overwhelmed, we are all plugged in all the time. Encourage your preteens and your teens and yourself as a parent to take a tech break, even if for an hour, to calm down, to relax, and allow the brain to begin to see things in a new light. This can be especially helpful if the source of your teen's anxiety, comes from school, social media, texting, or waiting for grades. This can be very helpful. Unplug. And then the last one is keeping a journal. I just showed you my journal. If you need it, buzz me. For preteens and teens, and refer back during tough times. So writing in a journal isn't just a valuable outlet for letting go of tough feelings. It's also can be used as a roadmap for how to deal with tough situations. I use my journal, but the one on my phone. So when your teenager or preteen is struggling, encourage them to write down. First, write in your journal, then also read back to find out times they faced and made it through similar situations. So revisiting times that they struggled and came out, on top, can remind your teenager that they are stronger, than they feel. I journal a lot. It's very important to me. At the end of the day, my phone reminds me that I have to journal, and I've been consistent. Another thing that you can do to calm them down is go buy coloring books. I just bought some for myself and my girls that we're going to be coloring as the weather has changed. Now, this is going to be one of our activities to unplug, to calm down. I just thought to share, and as the weather is changing, let's have activities like this that we can do to unplug, to keep our mental states, in a good place. If you learned something new from this video, like, share, drop me a comment, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.